Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest. We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it? He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
Yo, what's up? Talk to me nice. Yes, man. 4th of July just passed. I hope you've been enjoying your weekend. Thank you for all your love and your support, for your time, for your energy, for your effort, for your comments, for your reposts, for your shares. From my house to yours, I extend my hand. Thank you. Shout out to my poets, my writers, all of that. You know, I got to give my flowers out to all of them. The virtual open mic last Friday was phenomenal. Thank you, Sydney. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to JJ. And shout out to Don for pulling up. If you didn't get a chance to hang out with us, go spin the block. It just dropped Friday. If you was with me earlier today, salutes to you. Appreciate you for hanging out. You know I'm on their helmets all this year. Tonight is no different. You see the title. If you didn't see the title, do me a solid real quick. Look up right there. Repost, share, let the people know that we are live. It is not a joke. It's not funny. We need to go ahead and put an end to the gender back and forth bashing, all that. It's not cutting it. It's just not. I think I speak for a large number of gentlemen and a large number of women when I say this is deeper than a man versus woman conversation. It always has been. The problem, and we're going to get into that in a second. The problem here is that what we've accepted and what we've allowed to be the main focus for our indiscretions, for our wandering outside of our comfort zones, venturing off into other people's atmospheres, indulging in other races and other backgrounds that are culturally different than what we were born into. Can we once and for all be honest and have a heart to heart. Stop with the anger. Stop projecting. Just for a little while. Is that too much to ask? Is it really that difficult to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am a part of the problem? This really isn't necessarily about one specific person that I've dealt with all of my life. This ain't about the same archetype of man or woman that I kiss on and I hug on and I buy gifts for. This ain't got nothing to do with what everybody in social media is making it out to be. It's a little more complex than that. A lot, in fact. I would like to peel the layers back a little bit, if that's okay. Most of us are the same age, a little younger, probably a little older. So some of you speak knowledge into me and I speak knowledge into you. It's a give and take. I say all that to say this. If you're stuck in this mindset where you can't absorb information, you can't learn nothing, you're unavailable emotionally, you're completely shut off from the entire world when it comes to improving and growing, then you are probably the problem. No one is ever going to know everything. No one's ever going to walk and tread light perfectly. No gender. I get so frustrated and sick and tired of the race blaming, the rage baiting. Women ain't this because of that. Men ain't this because of that. Well, both genders aren't shit because of their own individual decisions and choices in life. Straight up. And until people are honest about it, we're not going to get anywhere. I can scroll social media 24 hours a day, on job, off job, and it still be the same thing. You're angry and you're calling people out their names. You're pedophile this, or you like little kids because they're 18, 19 years old, or this, that. That shit needs to stop. It needs to stop. We've already violated damn near every biblical rule, law, doctrine that there is. We've stepped foot outside of the land of spiritual living from birth. All of us, every single person has stepped out of it and walked in their own conceit. You wanted to go after something that mesmerized you, you went after it. You wanted to drink, you went after it. You wanted to smoke, you went after it. You wanted to subscribe to certain people, you went and followed them. You found them entertaining. You found something about what they were doing informative. You got a laugh out of it. You got love out of it. You got pleasure out of it. Whatever your preference is in this life and in this walk, you made the decision to go the direction that you went. This is not a gender thing. Women ain't shit, men ain't shit. Now, is there a number that you can attach to both sides? Perhaps. Does anyone know the exact number of who ain't shit and who isn't? Do you have a identical exact number of how many people are on the good side or the bad side? No one does. All we do is go off of speculation. We speculate how many good brothers are out there. We speculate how many good sisters out there. And then we disqualify the ones that are in and then the ones that are out. We put a bracket together. The haves, have nots. We divide and separate. We extrapolate based on superficial principles that are necessary for us to enjoy each other's company. We put and implement all of these different levels and layers of prerequisites in order to determine if this is a candidate for husband or wife, if this is just someone that I can fuck on the weekend, or if this is someone that I can actually take serious. We've had this discussion over and over and over again, and I'm thinking about this earlier. My original discussion was going to be on badass children, but then I had this overwhelming feeling to just say, let's scrap this one, because what's really being spoke on the most is gender war. Let's be honest here. A lot of men and a lot of women are to blame for why things are the way they are. I said it earlier. You can't blame one race for stepping outside wanting to deal with another race. Preferences are preferences. I don't have to stay within my culture to find whatever it is that God want me to have. God might want me to be with this, or he might want me to be in the middle of the jungle somewhere preaching word or doing. You don't know exactly what it is that God wants for you, because you're always getting in the way of your own blessings. There's what we want for our life, and then there's what God wants for our life. There's people, matter of fact, scratch that. God knows exactly who is for you and who is not for you. He's known it all your life. He knew it before you were born. He already had that lineup. Them friends, that business, them hobbies, them laughs, them joys. Everything that you could have ever wanted and ever imagined having in his life, he already had it for you. It was already there. We delayed all of our blessings. We detoured way more than we can probably remember or count. There are cultures, there are tribes right now that still live the same way that they did eons ago. And guess what? They might not have the most updated devices. They might not have flat screen TVs. They might not be living in fancy houses. They might be living in huts and shit built out of grass and sticks. But you know what? Even if they don't have all of this, they're still grounded. They're still humble. They can survive. You remove technology away from most human beings, it's a wrap. Y'all not gonna know what to do with yourself. You remove all these luxuries like sight and hearing, y'all wouldn't know what to do with yourself. The problem ain't gender. The problem is humans in general. We are the ones that create taxes, We are the ones that establish laws and legislations that allow rich people to maintain their lifestyle while keeping us in poverty. Humans are the reasons why we have neighborhoods no one wants to live in. We are the reasons why sex sells, why it's acceptable. We are the reason why traditional values don't hold too much weight anymore. We are the reasons why the discussions that need to be held get submerged by a subset of individuals such as ourselves, going out of our way to block them, shame them, minimize them, blackball them, shadow ban them. Humans are the reason why other humans are in jail, prison, dead. They get cheated on. Humans are the reason why we covet other people's property. It's not gender based. Haven't we learned that yet? That's the $1,000,000 question. Think about it. What apps are you using right now? I tell you, I got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Kick. I'm on all of it. My primary apps are IG, YouTube, Threads, and sometimes X. What do you see for the most part when you're on these apps? What type of content do you engage in? What type of people do you engage with? What kind of content are they putting out that you entertain, that you tweet or you repost? Who are you having the most engagement with? Are you idolizing these people? Are you worshiping these people? Do you treat them like they are Jesus of Nazareth? Are you awaiting their second coming? These are all questions that we should be asking ourselves. I'm at the point where I don't want to ever again hear someone say black women are the reason for this, black men are the reasons for that. I don't want to hear nothing about Iran this and the Palestinians this and Arabs this and Chinese people that. I don't want to hear that. Why? Because you scroll up and down social media all day. And I guarantee you see a combination of everything. You see every gender. You see women cheating on men. You see men cheating on men, on women. You see women cheating on women. You got drugs, you got sex, you got the violence, you got countries fighting over property and over land. You got black people fighting over property and over land. It's not a gender based problem, it's a human problem. And we just lost. We completely screwed ourselves over. You look on social media, all they talk about is how this person is that person. And because they are that way, because they were raised that way, that means that they are never going to have anything successful because they don't know how to do this and do that. Well, guess what? This is a huge world. Everybody got their problems. Everybody go through shit. There's not a single soul on this planet that don't have a similarity. Might not be identical, but we all got similarities. It just gets hidden differently. From rich to poor. I can't point the finger at a simp and not point a finger at Tracy Ellis Ross or Pierce Morgan. I can't point a finger at P. Diddy and not point a finger at your favorite Instagram model. What? Everybody has their own shit. We act like there's a separation as if this particular group of people are specialized in generational curses and destruction, but on the other side, they're spotless. They have absolutely no blemishes whatsoever. The reason why friendships suffer, relationships, partnerships, businesses, the reason why all of this shit is the way it is because we are our own worst enemies. Am I lying? Isn't Putin a human? Isn't Donald Trump a human? I believe they were once our age. Some of us are lucky to grow up to be that old. Some of us aren't. Unless you're trying to tell me that somehow, some way, aliens arrived on this earth and found a way to camouflage themselves in human skin, and they're actually the ones responsible for all the death, pregnancies, the false accusations, and people going to jail and losing their life. If you're telling me aliens are responsible for all of this, show me proof. Provide me with evidence. This is all us. You either want to do better as a man or a woman, or you don't. You either want to be a better partner, cousin, uncle, aunt. You either want to be free. You either want to be unbound from demonic stuff. You either choose to believe in God or don't believe in Him. All your choices. You want to be a decent human or a shitty person. All your choices. You can. I don't care how many times you get on here, you complain about how you did wrong or did dirty by this person and that person. The fact of the matter is not gender based. I don't really care about numbers for at this point. The numbers don't really make a difference. Every human on this earth is driven by lust, greed, desire. Everyone. If you say you're not, you're lying. You might be more disciplined. You might have more self-control. That don't mean you don't get tempted. Some people just fall into the trap. Others don't. But all of us, we all succumb to our own flesh. All. So to continue to go to these conversations about women who are older, and like I'm thinking about it, there's a cause and a reaction for everybody. When you get older and you see life different. When you're a child, you don't really take the opportunity to appreciate being young, what that looks like. Free. When you're 7, 8 years old, you get to watch cartoons, you get to sit in front of the TV. Your phone ain't ringing 80 times a day. Unknown call, private call. They calling me Mr. Bill Collector, needing my money, you know what's up tonight. And if you're running off with me cash, that's gonna have to pay the price. Nobody's when you're when you're a child, nobody is concerned about that. You're playing with your your Barbie dolls, you playing in dirt. You ain't thinking about consequences of thinking something wrong. You ain't thinking about consequences of infidelity. You ain't thinking about hurting someone's feelings or none of that. We're so lucky, man. We're so absolutely blessed for real. The things that we were protected from and shielded from as children. Because the older you get, all them little things that you were so pressed to have, well, guess what? Now you're an adult. You got everything that you wanted, right? We want to drive. We want our own place. We don't want our mothers and our fathers telling us what to do. Stop telling me when to clean up my room. Stop telling me how to dress. I come in the house when I want to. I don't want, the routine. Well, welcome to adulthood. That spin cycle increases dramatically the older you get. The time on the clock is going. It ain't slow. It ain't delaying like it was when you was 5 years old. Everything is going fast. Every decision you make, every person you decide to put your lips on, verbally, hypothetically, in theory, wherever you decide to allow your heart to roam to, all of it, all the mechanicals, all that shit works in cohesion. Straight science. Pour water into the grass, into the seed, plant the seed, cover it in soil, let it get air, let it get sunlight, let it get water. No different. Same principles as an adult. We are the ones who manifest and create the outcomes that we get. The wars, everybody is talking about one country is evil, the other one is defending itself. What drives a person to be envious? What drives a person to be jealous of another person's success or failures? What drives a person to be a bully? What drives a person to be combative and lacking understanding and knowledge? What drives a person to be rebellious? What drives a person to be attracted to dickheads and sluts? What drives a person to ignore a positive message and listen to a negative one? What drives a person to want to hear and ignore? Everything has a cause and effect. Don't sit here and act like this is some design that was created from some source that is from outer space, the world is a shell. It is a living, breathing rock that through divine power provides us with everything that we could possibly want and need. But on the flip side, with that power, grass, trees, air, water, fruits, vegetables, there's another side. Cars, metal, diamonds, power of suggestion, manipulation, control, obsession, desire, need, want. There's a yin and yang for all of it. Adam and Eve are prime examples. They didn't even realize they were naked until after they ate from the tree of life. The minute they ate from it, they saw everything that they weren't supposed to. You weren't even supposed to know about nudity and any of that. But we're here now. So when you get up out your bed at 25, 30 years old, and the weight of your life experience reflects within your daily routine because it altered your personality, you will understand that this right here had a part in it. The hat, the shoes, the gym, these apps, your favorite actors, your favorite actresses. What do you see when you look at a artist like Future or Chris Brown? It does something to you, right? It triggers something within your soul, within your flesh, doesn't it? It does something to your heart. You see something that you desire, and it tintillates you. It brings curiosity to you. What does it? What happens? There's a physiological change. I'm telling you, there's a recipe for failure and disaster within the things that we look at to provide us not understanding that we're being fucked over by a presence that has been said forever doesn't exist. It's not a man woman thing, it's a man and woman thing. It's a human thing. Women kill, men kill. They both cheat, they both lustful, they both covet. You fight over things that you shouldn't be. You're in wars that you shouldn't. You simp. You kill. You attack. You bully. You harass. Your lack of support is just as lethal as pulling the trigger yourself. I just thought it was fascinating. How does no one understand that concept? What you thought men were the only ones that go out here and pew pew people? Is that what you thought? Did you think that men were the only ones that were oppressing people? You don't think men get oppressed? You think men are the only ones that sell drugs and shoplift and blackmail and blackball? Is that where we at? Right. Children killed. What are we talking about here? We're we're on the threshold of something that none of us are ready for. This back and forth, pointing the finger at one and oh, no, it's not. That's just an excuse. Straight up, we all we all are guilty of something. I done covered 8 stories of female teachers touching on children in school. We already knew men did it, but yeah, women do it as well. From horrible bosses to horrible parents to polyamory to infidelity. Every single person on this planet has always had the propensity to step over that line and do things that you would never think someone would do. Why do you think there's this big gap, as if the margin and the distance is that far in between with who does what more than who? It don't really make it. Let's say that that was true. It doesn't really matter if one did more than the other. The fact is, both still do it. That should have never even been an argument in the first place. And I'm just calling it for what it is. That's where it's at. It's always been that. But will you admit it? Will you own up to your role and your part? We've seen Leonardo DiCaprio get scolded for dealing with 25-year-olds. Shannon Sharp got ate alive for that lawsuit. But guess what? Y'all still watching, don't you? You still watching. You absolutely still watching. You know how I know? Because I look at the numbers. And all of his homeboys, and they still pull up to do them interviews. So being contradictory and being hypocrites, that is a human thing. That is a case by case individual situation. Travis Hunter, Leanna Lene. Do we need to really go down a list people dealing with animals and all that. Like, what are we talking about? Show of hands. Disagree? Agree? Is there a market for everything? Yes, there is. There's absolutely a market for everything. For every category, whatever your heart desires, there's a market for it. That's not exclusivity. Moving forward, right? Having these discussions about where we fail to cultivate nuclear house homes. Let's let's identify the root of the problem. No more deflecting. No more trying to spin a narrative. Can we just get to the root, attack the core problem without getting offended? I'm probably asking a lot. That might be impossible. It's worth a shot though. I mean, if you want it bad enough, right? If you truly want answers and you really trying to find yourself free, wouldn't you think that you would do everything within your power to obtain that freedom? You got to fight for it. That's not something that's just going to be given to you. You got to work for that. You got to grind for that. You got to bleed for that. Your heart and soul got to be in it. You got to be tired. I don't want to be a part of that. Let me do this. How many people are really ready for that conversation where someone is telling you about your flaws and your indiscretions and how ugly you really are? You're not as intelligent or as attractive as you think you are. In fact, you are the bane in some people's existence. You are the main contributor to some heartache. Are you ready for that conversation? You ain't telling these knuckleheads out here to stop shooting and driving drunk and killing people. What's it gonna be? What's the ultimate goal? Like, life is short. Life is not permanent. Not this one. No. So are we going to keep on going in the same circle? You always deflecting. You always trying to blame women for everything that you do. You always trying to say, but men be doing this and men be doing that and men ain't doing that. No, that's not going to fly anymore. Take your L's, men and women. Own up to your part, and let's actually get somewhere. This is not gender based. If this was gender based, only one group of people would end up in jail. There's a women's prison, just like there's a men's prison. So we can go ahead and cut that. Y'all be killing me with that shit. Not you specifically, but the ones who are always having this back and forth over who is more in the wrong and who's more in the right. We're both guilty. Ain't nobody getting any type of favoritism over who do worse. Nobody is looking at you and saying, "Oh, your shit is not as bad as theirs." So I'm gonna go ahead and brush that off, and I'm gonna approach them and deal with them because their stuff is a little more intense than yours, even though you're just nobody's doing that. Society is the ones that's putting more pressure on one side than the other. That's why it looks like that. Men get more intense punishments versus women. That's why it looks like that. One side gets more of the shit, but in reality, y'all just men and women are equally just as cruel to each other as anyone. Who raises your taxes? Who raises your rent every month, every year? Who's responsible for that? Who's responsible for putting them parking tickets on your car when you park when you shouldn't? Who's responsible for certain school boards getting funding over others? Who's responsible for neighborhoods? What are we talking about? We're the problem. We orchestrate all this. You want what the other person has, or you want to maintain it. In order for you to maintain it, you got to go through a bunch of laws and legal loopholes that the other person isn't up on game for, and you use that against them to keep them down here while you're up here. You play with men mentally and emotionally through words. Violence is not your thing. Men use words to get to you because you are attracted to words. It's a whole bunch of games on both sides. There's nothing that one party is doing any different than the next. That's the truth. That's the reality. Stop sugarcoating it and trying to make it look like it's something that it's not. You know damn well Big Bertha is the one raising your taxes. Uncle Sam is not your uncle. Lily is not your neighbor. Lily wants your husband. Chico, he ain't marriage material. But you like the way that he sling penis. Everybody got their own thing, and everybody is walking in their own decisions. They chose to be liars. They chose to be manipulators. They chose to be abused. They chose to remain in their hurt. They remain unhealed. They chose to treat us like shit in the government. You choose to support, you choose to comment, you choose to like, you choose to be a ride or die, and you choose to be a pedophile. You choose to plagiarize and steal everybody's post and don't give them credit. You choose to work a 9 to 5. Some of you would rather do OnlyFans and sell your pussy. It's not gender based. Never was. Until we accept that and acknowledge that, y'all just gonna keep on playing right into these people's hands. Keep on fighting with them. Keep on arguing with them. Not going out here fake protesting. Going out here saying rest in peace and free criminals. Tory Lane's still in jail. How the hell did P. Diddy's trial go so fast? Tory Lanez is innocent as clear as day. I ain't heard nothing back about that. Why the hell he's still in jail if he is? Where's the announcements for that? Humans are despicable. They're trifling. They're ratchet. They're selfish. They're greedy. But they're also loving, kind, generous, grateful, humble, spiritual. Everybody is not terrible people. But we're not going to act like everyone are just great either. Yeah, I know you know at least one or two people that you would not bring back in your life ever again because you know exactly what they did while they were in your presence. Or maybe you were that person. You would never go back to that. Or maybe they should never turn back to you. Maybe you were the problem, the piece of shit. That's the hilarious part. The people who are actually the problem, they don't even care that they're the problem. You don't care that you're the problem. You don't know that you're the problem, and we get in trouble for calling you out for being the problem. It's weird. Just a side note. I don't know if anybody is following me over there on Kick because, like, I don't use Kick. I've never really did much on there. I'm gonna have to look into that. But there's a lot of bots that be posting and coming in here from over there. That's why I don't pay no attention. If they're human, cool, but most of the time, these are bots. That's neither here nor there. Even they are humans. They're AI generated, but somebody's running them programs. My whole point, my final thoughts on all of this, man. I don't look at nobody special. In a perfect world, we'd all be walking in our purpose. We'd all be doing what we were born to do on this earth. That's not going to happen, though, is it? I would love nothing more than the 16, 17 viewers to be the best versions of themselves as possible. Is that possible? Yeah. Is it probable? Well, most of the time, I don't even know if the people that are here are human or not. The only way I would know if you were human is if I saw signs of life in the comment section, or if I looked at my feed and my notifications. The internet is full of bots. The internet is full of trolls and fake accounts. Human interaction is not even what it used to be anymore. This is most people's everyday right here. But I digress. Y'all feeling good though? Y'all enjoy y'all weekend? You get a chance to get some fresh air, get around some positive people, you know. I will hope so. Personally, I think it was a pretty decent day. I'm just grateful to see another one. I just want to get some stuff off my chest. Tomorrow, I'm going back in the lab, preparing for this week. A big thank you to anyone here that has subscribed to my YouTube channel recently. I appreciate that. Do me a solid. Drop some love on some of these uploads. Let me know what you think of. I want to actually talk to the people. I do have someone that's going to be joining the panel potentially. Fingers crossed on that. Building this brand is it's a journey. I'll say that, but I enjoy it, and I send my thoughts and prayers out to everybody here. Sydney, Jason, Rob, all y'all, man. Much love, for real. I spend most of the day in front of the laptop. I'm getting ready to catch me a movie. I'm going to chill. I'm not about to stress over anything. I'm about to enjoy this weekend. You know, we had 3 days. But them days are going quick, man. It was just Friday. It's about to be Sunday already. Shit is crazy, man. Treat others as you would want to be treated. If you are not in a space that you can confidently say that you are better than what you were yesterday, reevaluate. Stop with the blame game. Stop with the gender stuff. Get the bitterness out of your heart. They didn't get you there. They triggered you. But that was in you before you met them people. Deal with that. Deal with everything that you got going on and had going on before you got introduced to them. Accountability everywhere. That's what we need. I thank you guys again for being with me tonight. I will see you tomorrow, Lord willing. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Do me a solid and we are closing out for the evening. Y'all take it easy, all right?